And we are live, y'all.
Sorry, you got me mid-bite. Hey, yo. Welcome to the wonderful world of Hungry Heat. I am not a classically trained chef. What I am is a self-taught home cook. I have studied under several television chefs. I have a PhD from YouTube University and a black belt in Google Food. I love to cook. The only thing I love more than cooking is my wife, the warden. Together, we host what I call the Friday Night Feast. And this happens every Friday night, 6:30 Central. We'll cook an entree, maybe a couple of snacks.
Sorry, y'all.
Show y'all how we do it, and we spend the rest of the evening just chewing the fat with all our friends on the Hungry Horde. Hope you can tune in sometime. We'd love to have you over for dinner. Mm-hmm. Right now, this is my MS Journey, week 196. 697.
You have 97 on here.
Oh, oops. Yeah, so 97. Everything's going good, y'all. Peachy keen. I'm getting really excited. We got a really, really fun weekend coming up. We talked about it on Friday night, and most of y'all advised us that we should not even bother trying to do this on Sunday because we're going to be out of town. Well, I say out of town. We're going to Galveston. That's like an hour and a half from us.
Yeah,
I guess that's technically out of town.
Well, part of it is we'll be probably at the brunch thing. Yes. And then we'll be heading home on the car. And sometimes it's harder to do a live in the car because the sun heats up the phone.
Last time we tried to do it live during the middle of the day, my phone just got too hot because I have the phone holders stuck to it's one of those little suction cup holders that sticks to the windshield. We could remount it like on the dashboard down below us, but then we'd be pointing up at our nose, and I just don't think that'd be too
I don't like that look.
Right.
Somebody at work, that's how her camera always is, and I'm just like, please, girl, that ain't doing you no favors in that angle.
You gotta let the camera help you.
Now, tell everybody as you take a huge bite, they're gonna be curious as to what is that big plate of food? That is huge.
Big old mess.
Huge, y'all.
Well, if you pay attention, one of our favorite grocery stores around here is HEB, and they were running a special. What is it called? Tia Miando or whatever? How do you pronounce it?
All right, so HEB has several of their own brands. They have the Hill Country or Hill County Fair, Hill Country Fair, I think, is one. Mm-hmm. Of course, their own, and then this brand, which is Mia Tienda.
Yeah.
Tienda. And they make different things. So to kind of their Mia Tienda is kind of like their Hispanic line. Mm-hmm. And they are trying to, really sell that. So they're offering, if you spend $20 on Mia Tienda products, you get $4 off. So yesterday I bought what they had clean because a lot of the stuff has crap ingredients, y'all.
Canola and other stuff.
Yeah, but the chicken verde was clean, and it's diced chicken in a verde sauce, which is basically hatch and jalapeno, and that's what we cooked up last night. And Heath is having the rest tonight.
I made like a little sweet potato hash to go with it, or I did. I sliced it all up, and she cooked it for me real quick. Thank you, baby.
You're welcome. And then the other one is the chicken with guajillo sauce. The same thing. It's diced. So I got one of those as well. And I tried to look for some that was closer to the $7 because it's like $3.50 a pound. So I was trying to get it close to 2 pounds. It looks like one of them you barely got over a pound.
I know. It'll be enough for a meal, especially if we do something like this with it.
Yeah. And then the salsa, what we have there, the Roja, really freaking good.
I think they're like $4, about $4 a piece.
Yeah, it's $3.98. And then apple kombucha he likes is also part of that brand. And so I got 2 of those. Those were $3. And I feel like, was that it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, the garlic.
Yeah, and then today Heath went back because he was like, ooh, this chicken is so good. So I originally we were going to do a recipe last night, recipe video, but I was like, I really want this chicken verde. And at first we were going to do tacos with it, and then we decided no, and we just cooked it up, and I got an acorn squash, and we filled the acorn squash with it. really good.
And then Sunday, or maybe, I don't know when we're going to try, because I took pictures of it. So I don't know when we're going to show it off. Was it today?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Where I took pictures of the meal with that stuffed acorn squash.
Oh, yeah.
That was last night, so they should have seen it this morning,
yeah.
too.
And so we still had, because it was only a pound, so the rest of the chicken here, about a pound, is what Heath's plate. Now, you were saying you're probably not going to eat all of that.
Probably.
And
because I had a big breakfast, so I'll say big. Somehow I ended up with an extra egg.
Oh.
So I ate 5 of them today instead of just 4.
Well, originally we were going to split the leftovers. I just woke up, so I'm not ready to eat yet. So yeah, we did that. I thought that was a good deal. And I talk about a Warden report as well, y'all. But otherwise, I was really happy. So again, like, not all of their salsas are clean. The Roja is clean and the Verde is clean. But I think the other two, they had a habanero.
That sounded really good.
And
I didn't get it.
What was the other one you got today? That
I don't know. I already put it in there.
Yeah, and some other one that he got, but those other ones have some canola oil in it, so it's up to you. But no, he'll take that back.
A lot of times I'll go ahead and eat it anyways, especially if it's like one of the last ingredients. But this is like on the higher list on it.
Well, I don't do any canola oil because it just doesn't sit well with me. But anyways, yeah, so we really like this Roja, though. It is really good.
Really good.
It's not hot. I know it says it's medium, but to me, there's no spice. It's kind of like, you know how certain spices are not spicy, like, but just that smoky, deep flavor to me. It's just that if you like a mole, it's kind of deep like a mole, but it's not like hot to me. But yeah, so yeah, we are getting excited. Only 5 working days left. Well, I guess for Heath, only 4 working days until we go on our trip to Galveston next Saturday. So we still have the live on Friday. We did record last night since we know next week, we did record the channel member supper club recipe for the month.
That's really cool. I'm excited about that one too.
Me too.
Oh my goodness. And if y'all are in our Facebook chat, you saw a preview picture of it.
Yeah. So
it was really, really good.
It really is, y'all. So yeah, we did that last night, and I think tonight we're gonna record a recipe to put out tomorrow.
We're supposed to. The one we were gonna do last night.
Yeah. And so we'll do that tonight, and it's really good, y'all.
I'm trying to put out a new video every Monday.
Mm-hmm.
The celebration of Meaty Monday.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so we'll be doing that. So again, channel members, on October 19th is our monthly cook-along or supper club. I'm trying to rename it to supper club. So we'll be,
just because we noticed that most of y'all don't actually cook with us, y'all just like hanging out, which is awesome.
Yeah, so supper club, we'll be serving food, and it's up to you. But anyhow, that's going to be October 19th. So mark your calendars now if you're part of our channel members, or if you want to be part of it, hit that join button, or go to the Buy Me a Coffee and join us there. And yeah, so that's what's going on, and we're getting ready again for next week at Galveston. And then I know a lot of you, probably most everyone watching right now, is getting ready for KPL.
That's what I've been hearing.
So that's exciting. Barely Begun is here. Brother. Said howdy, y'all. How are you doing, Coda? And 22 Cat said, hey there, Shelly, Heath, and everyone here today. How are you doing, Lynn? Now, Lynn, you're going to KPL or not? I can't remember. Laura S. is here. Hey, Laura said, hello, everyone. How was Friday night?
She's been a trooper.
I know.
Thank you.
She's like,
you're amazing.
Really getting in there, putting in all the comments on the Warden report. Rickwood is here. Hey, Joe.
Joe.
Said hello. Happy Sunday. How are you doing?
Howdy.
Anybody here in Florida?
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
think I've seen anybody, but oh my gosh.
Oh, man.
Y'all are getting another hurricane.
Speaking of, I had a customer call yesterday about she had to cancel or reschedule a delivery because she said it's like basically, remember how it was the last, not this how one that hit us, but the one before where Galveston was just wrecked and everything was just sitting everywhere. They said that, she said that's what happened to their area. She's in Florida. And she said she's really scared because they haven't up from the last storm. This other one's fixing to hit. It's basically just shrapnel laying everywhere.
Milton.
Yeah.
I'm kind of concerned too because if y'all have heard me, my spookiness, I enjoy watching Chris the Girl and Tampa J, and they're in Tampa. And right now it's predicting to get a direct hit to Tampa.
Oh, no.
And I saw one of my Facebook friends, she's in Tampa, and she's like, for 10 years, they have evaded all hurricanes. Even on one of them at the last minute turned and got to the south of them or wherever. And she's like, so, we're prepared, but we're not panicked because, they've had luck. She's like, but, luck can run out. And she goes, but what's scary is there are a lot of people who are like, oh, they say this every year. And so they don't prepare.
That'll be the 1 year it does hit, though.
Right. And that's what she was saying is, you have to be prepared. I'm concerned about Tampa J and Chris because they're right there in Tampa. And I just watched Chris put out her decorating the yard video.
Oh.
I know. And I'm like, oh man, she's going to have to take it down. But one thing she got that I really liked because they went to the Buc-ee's and they got Bucky that's dressed in Halloween. And it's a blow up for the front yard, a blow up Bucky dressed in Halloween. Isn't that adorable?
Yeah. That's awesome. I was just racking my brain. Is there one close to us?
No,
Most
not
of them
really.
I know if it's down south.
Yeah.
Like an hour away.
But yeah, so now they're going to have to, well, she's going actually on vacation to her parents somewhere, so she won't even be there. That's good.
Well, I'm just thinking though, Saturday when we leave, we just hit a Buc-ee's on the way down, so we'll drive right down 45.
Yeah, but they probably don't have any left
That's
at this
true.
point.
Well, you can at least look.
Yeah, and we need to get our front yard. I'd like to do the gravestones after the live.
That's what I was thinking too.
Oh, good. I'm glad we're on.
Not on my lunch tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Let me. There we go. Okay. We'll see how this goes. It might be a little blurry or whatever because the 5 isn't wanting to connect right now, y'all. There you go. Like a whole nother meal.
That'll be perfect for tomorrow.
It was like 6 something for that. And we've gotten 2, 3, so 4 meals off of that. That's pretty good. Okay, so I was just about to read Joe's comment. She said, made a run to my local grocery this morning to pick up milk for my keeper. They are established in West North Carolina, and it showed today there were a lot of empty shelves. They are going to have to get another shipping. Oh, I bet. Wow. Ugh, that's just awful.
That's what I'm worried about, too, is they're going to be able to get the shipping. Is it all coming by road or boat? I mean, I don't know.
Should be road from North Carolina.
The road's closed.
Do you mind getting my coffee and refilling this? Oh gosh, that's awful. Laura said, "Are we dressing up for the cook along?" Oh, that's right. I forgot all about that. Yeah, we're gonna dress up for the 19th for the cook along. Yes, thank you for reminding me, Laura. I will make sure that I put that in the invite to dress up for it. So thank you so much for reminding me. So yeah, we'll do dress up. Heath and I will be dressed up.
I'm always dressed
in costume for the
Mr.
supper
Awesome.
club this month. Oh, really? You're going as Mr. Awesome?
That's me every day, though.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You got to be somebody different for a day. All right. Let's see here. 22 Key Cat said, no, unfortunately, I won't be at KPL, but I'll be here for the Friday night feast.
Awesome.
Does that count?
Yes.
It sure does. Of course. You get double counts.
You said I got to be somebody else, but again, it's just like the song says, it's so hard to be humble when you're perfect in every way.
When we first met, he told me that was his theme song.
It is. It's so much so that I can't remember who sings it.
Yeah, because you've kind of forgot all about it. Rickwood said, here, kitty, kitty. I know. Rickwood said, I talked to my cousin yesterday. He had people in the park where my mother's house is. No trees on the houses. Oh, good. And no trees on the road. So the house is fine. Just waiting for power. She said, I worry about the little feral kitty I've been feeding, but hopefully one of the neighbors is feeding him. Oh, yeah. Is there anyone who could check in? Well, if it's a feral kitty, it might be prime hunting season for the kitty right now. Because don't you imagine there's a lot of like animals that are like confused and so maybe they're able to hunt better.
Well, I've also heard though when stuff like this starts happening, the animals kind of know before us, so he's probably that animal's already probably taken high ground, shelter.
Right. And Rickwood said, we were really blessed, Coda. All my family is fine and power is starting to come back on. Oh, awesome. That's great, Joe. I know. I was really, when I heard about everything happening in West North Carolina, because I think that's the thing is you don't think of a hurricane. Most of the time, I've always grown up like you're like, oh, hurricanes really affect the coast. And that's what you think of. Well, if you're a coastal town, and I've always said I wouldn't want to live on the coast because of hurricanes. So there you think, oh, and I've always said like where we're at, yeah, Galveston's like an hour and a half, but I felt like we were always safe because we're 78 miles from the coast. So we should be good. But after what's happened in West North Carolina, like, no, that doesn't always hold true, y'all. It's devastating to see that. And oh my gosh. You just never know. You know, when you're trying to find, like, where's the perfect place that's like the perfect temperature, doesn't have natural disasters.
What place doesn't, though?
Right. That's what I mean. You've got earthquakes on the west. You get tornadoes in the center.
Right.
Hurricanes all around the coast.
Yeah.
Fires in certain areas.
Up north, you get snow.
Yeah, and snow that can be devastating.
Snow is evil.
Oh, really?
Well, look at the havoc it wrecked on us.
Well, because we're not used to snow way down here. That's the thing too. We're used to
the heat. And that's it.
Yeah, we're built for the heat. Even though I am not built for the heat.
I'm indoors.
So,
like I was even talking to my boss about that the other day.
So, yeah,
we still have that mug in here.
Because isn't he in Georgia?
Yeah.
Oh, how did he fare?
So far, so good.
Oh, that's good.
But I was telling him how we have that one mug, the one glass, and it says on there, "I'm outdoorsy and that I like eating drunk on the porch."
Right. We don't even get drunk anymore.
No,
we don't really drink.
That saves us some money too.
That saves a lot of money nowadays because you know most drinks nowadays, like if you're at a restaurant, because that's usually when we drank
$8 to $12, isn't it? For a shot?
No, talk about $12 to $20 nowadays.
How far loop I am.
Yeah, because used to that would be the only time I would drink is like we went out to eat, and I'm like, this drink sounds pretty good. I think I'll have it. But nowadays I'm just like, ooh. $12, $15, $20 for a drink? No, thank you. I will save the money. And, if anything, you get a nice cup of coffee or something far cheaper.
Right.
But yeah, it's just not worth the money anymore. And I don't really miss it. I'm not dissing anybody who drinks alcohol. I don't honestly care. Like you do you. It doesn't bother me. I know some people like, my mother, for example, if we went out to eat and I ordered a drink, she always would say something about it.
Always would freak out.
Yeah. Like, oh, you think you could drive after that? Oh my gosh, I hope Heath is going to drive. I'm like, after one drink? Like, come on.
But she's the same was flipping out whenever I had to haul that trailer that time we were doing it.
I know, that was funny.
And I pulled through the drive-through, like a Whataburger or whatever. She was just losing her mind.
Yeah, she was like, don't you forget you have... What didn't she tell you like 10 times? Don't forget you have that trailer attached. Right. She thought you would forget about it. So yeah, we just don't really drink. I don't even know where I was going with that. But anyways, and
another money saving tip.
I know it really is, y'all. It really jacks up because I've heard my work sister, she'll be like, oh, we went to so-and-so and our tab was like 150, which is apparently a lot in her area. I'm like, well, welcome to Houston.
Right.
For a nice restaurant. Yeah, you're about there. But she said, but most of it was because they each had like 2 or 3 drinks. And I'm like, well, there you go. There's half your bill.
You can buy a whole 5th alcohol for that.
Yeah, right. So yeah, we just save on that. But next weekend,
I'm not gonna drink that either.
No, I'm not gonna drink either. But I know the brunch, it's expensive.
Right, but it's all worth it.
Get this. So hey everybody that's joining in. I see a few more people are here.
Howdy.
But the hotel we're staying at, the Grand Galvez, which was built in 1911, y'all.
That's awesome.
I love it. Anyways, they sent me the actual hotel manager sent me an email. Like the email didn't say from Grand Galvez or from Marriott, because they're now Marriott bought them, I think, in 23 or 21, something like that. They're not even really integral with the Marriott app, because usually if you're a Marriott member, you could always do the check-in and everything through the app. They're not on that part yet. They haven't transitioned over there to using the Marriott app. They're just like owned by Marriott, and you can make a reservation through Marriott, but you can't. And it's funny because you can either make a reservation through the hotel or through Marriott.
Wow.
So weird. But anyways, the actual hotel manager sent an email. Just basically, it's a come on email, right? She's just saying, they're great. They can't wait to see us. And then talking about some of the perks, like the hot tub and the heated pool. And I don't know, a couple of, their spa. They have a big spa area.
They want you to spend money on that.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. It was a come on, but it was nice. And then she put the actual hotel phone number, which, a lot of times today, it is hard to get the actual phone number for the hotel.
He always wants to go to a call center.
But yeah, because if it's like IHG, Marriott, or whatever, usually on the website, it gives you the main phone number for like Marriott or whatever. But no, she gave the direct line. So I called them just to figure out they only have valet parking, but it is in and out privileges for free or included in the $35 valet fee. There's our drink.
Right.
And she said to check in, you actually have to either come to the hotel or call them to check in.
Okay.
But she made sure she put a note on there that, it is our anniversary we're celebrating. And 2, that we want on the 5th floor, which is supposed to be the haunted floor.
Oh.
I'm so excited. So, yes, and they do offer free audio tours since it is a historic hotel from 1911. They have like a whole history area with like one of those Ford cars in it and everything. So you could walk around and do the free audio tour.
Sounds awesome.
So we'll probably try to do that as well, because there's a lot. Like they have everything from when the hotel opened. They have kind of like a history museum.
Oh, wow.
And some of it they put like, they'll change out the display. So it's always refreshed. So if you've stayed there before, it might be different again. But it's like all the different memorabilia since 1911. Like even when one of the presidents set up shop there, and for a military base and all of that kind of stuff. Like that's all in there.
Wow.
So I figured that would be something you would enjoy too,
Yeah.
because you like history and military and all that. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm totally excited about that. So hopefully we'll get the 5th floor. And I asked her, I said, check-ins at 4. And she goes, well, by 4. She goes, oftentimes it's earlier. You could just call and see when we're ready, but usually the rooms will be ready ahead of time. And since we have, I mean, we don't have a suite, but we have the beach view, which is like next down. They probably clean the suites and and you know, in order. They're going to start at the top rooms until they get down. But yeah, I'm super excited about that. Rickwood said, I don't think there's a perfect place to live. You just have to choose based on what you want to live with. Community is more important.
Amen.
Yes, you are so right, Joe. There are words of wisdom. It's fun to think about, like, where would be the perfect place? I still think it's Estes Park, but yeah, no.
But with that, though, we've talked about it for a while. We are very, very blessed, very, very fortunate. We are located. We are within 20 to 30 minutes of like usually 6 or 7 different grocery stores.
Yeah. And Estes Park last time we were there only had one.
Yeah.
That's the thing is, like, I hate the heat, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm just not a heat person, and I'm just going to blame it. Not really. I'm going to blame it on my ancestors because, yeah, like on my father's side, they came from Quebec and down here. So obviously, and most of them actually on my father's side are either still in Quebec or Maine, USA. Like most of them kind of went from Quebec to Maine. In fact, that's where my father was when he married my mother. So he actually came down here, but his mother, it's a funny story. So his mother actually grew up in some podunk town in Texas, like Central Texas, probably why I love it there. And she married my grandfather, who was in the Navy, and they got married, and he went up. They then, after the military, moved to Maine because that's where all of his family, and I guess it wasn't too far to get to those in Canada. But anyways, but then my mother's side, most of them actually, when I did the ancestry, came from the Carolinas. So wouldn't that be funny, Joe, if we were like somewhat related? But they actually, I saw where they settled, like whenever they came from England and Scotland, you know, basically United Kingdom, they settled in the Carolinas and then slowly made their way. In fact, on my mom's side, my great grandmother, like most of them were born in Arkansas, Missouri, and then Carolinas before that. So they all kind of transitioned. And then again, it was really my mom who came here to Texas. So anyhow, there's your history lesson. Well, she actually grew up mostly in California. So talk about like, no wonder people make fun of my accent, but I had basically a mom who was raised in California, a father who was raised in New England. How it's surprising I know how to speak at all.
Well, it was like for me, though, I don't even know where all my folks are from. So I just tell everybody my genealogy is a Heinz 57.
That's true.
A little bit of everything.
Well, we did start doing some of it. Like your mom knows that you have family in Kentucky.
Right. Yeah, my grandfather, her daddy, was from London, Kentucky.
Right. And which was funny because one of this guy that I follow on YouTube, he has a lot of family specifically from London, Kentucky. And I don't think London's a big city in Kentucky. And I'm like, wouldn't that be hilarious if you two were related? Because he's very tall. He's 6'2", I think, as well. And he tries to go carnivore. That's not what his channel's about, but he does do bouts of carnivore. But because isn't your height is like from your grandpa that side, right?
Yeah.
That would be hilarious. I mean, it just shows how small the world can be,
right? But
also, just how interconnected we really are to each other. You just don't know. Like Mary T, she's got family up in Canada. I might be related to Mary T as well. And we know I'm related to Renee.
Is she even here yet?
Yes, she said, "Hey, yo, happy Sunday. Cheers."
Howdy.
I mean, her and I are related, so wouldn't that be funny? Something like sometimes I think, like we are drawn to certain people because maybe there is ancestrally some kind of connection there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, but isn't that something? And Mary T said, "Good morning, all. Still morning here. Good discussion. It's true. No one is safe, right? Because you get the fires, and yeah, there's no safe place." And again, I would have never chosen Texas because I do not like the heat. Well, if I could have chosen somewhere, I like mountains, and I don't like the heat. I need, like these 90-degree days. Like it was telling me, she's in Missouri, and she was like, "Oh, we're supposed to make chili, but it's getting to 90 today." She's like, "Oh, it just got so hot all of a sudden." I'm like, we haven't got below 90 yet. So, enjoy your chili.
Right.
But she puts beans in her chili, so she's not even making real chili.
Making goulash.
I know, right? She sent me a picture. I was like, I can't look at that blasphemy with all the beans. Oh.
Tana cries in Texas.
I know. Renee said, we actually went to a local winery brewery yesterday. Woo! I guess that's you and JDB. The beers are all named after the owner's past, present rescue dogs with the pic on the...
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh.
How far away is that from your house? Because now I want to go.
That is so sweet.
That is awesome.
Oh. I would just be like, look, I'm not going to drink it. I just want the beer, right? Like some people actually collect beer cans. That Derek Millen.
Yeah.
If you like Salem, okay, here's a channel recommendation. If you love Salem, Mass, like you're like, ooh, Salem, Massachusetts, the Witch City, if you really enjoy that kind of stuff, a great channel is, oh, wow.
What?
Okay, she sent a picture of all the beers and the dogs and stuff. But if you like seeing all things Salem, especially Salem in October, go to Derek, Derek, last name Millen, Millen. And he also does a lot of the like horror cons, horror cons. But go to his channel, and basically all the month of October, he goes to Salem every weekend, and he'll show everything. So you can see like the parades they put on.
From a link.
Oh, well, yeah. One of y'all could probably find
thought you
link.
can.
Oh.
You're right here on the computer.
All right. Hold on, y'all.
As your storytelling.
But he does all of that stuff. It is so fun. Well, it's fun to me because I love Salem. I've gone to Salem before and had a great time. I want to go back again, y'all. Here, I'll put the link to his channel. If you're into that, you could go.
It's really, really interesting.
Yeah, he does also Disney during the summer. So if you're a Disney fan, he'll take you to all this Disney stuff. Like I watched one where he went to for Christmas time, he went to all of the Disney resorts to show what they look like at Christmas.
Oh, nice.
So he's not just Salem, but that's how I found him, because he starts in September and then through October, he does Salem every weekend, shows you all the different stuff. Like he has shown stuff that I was like, oh, I didn't get to do that before. And so it's a really cool channel if you like that kind of stuff. I really enjoy it. Okay. Mary T said, my friend's sister was on a cruise. For her and her husband to have one drink each was $48.
Yeah.
With tax and tip. Oh, gosh.
The only time we ever ordered drinks on a cruise were predominantly whenever we did it. We would always do the Bon Voyage drink. Well, they do it's a special and they get a reduced price on that. Or we would go ahead and get the drink package. Because it ended up being a better deal. And whenever we did it too, we would always get especially like if we got like a suite or whatever, they would always stock our refrigerator in our room. And we always ended up with extra we were able to bring home. Yeah.
Yeah. But they always charge the gratuity on top and everything like that. So really, like if you're just doing one drink for a cruise, like that's $48. Like we would look at it as well, okay, we'll set aside that.
Mhm.
But if you're a heavy drinker, it really is better to get the drink package.
Right.
Laura S said, I hope they let you record some so we can see. Oh, I hope so. I'm going to try to really record a lot for the Warden Report, y'all. So I'm going to be in there trying to record as much as I can. And, you know, hopefully if I see a ghost, y'all, hopefully I get it on camera. Right. I'm just saying. I'm really excited. And I found a used bookstore. So I'm hoping to go there and find a book by Kathleen Maca, M-A-C-A, because she's written several books all about Galveston, and she's going to be at that Ghost Coast Festival. So you get it autographed and everything. So I was like, ooh, if I could find one of her books at the used bookstore, which I'm thinking, well, they're right there. You would think that they would get some. I just don't want to pay full price, $20 for a book. Ugh. Right. I'm just so used to getting free books from the library all the time that it's just a lot for me to have to actually pay for a book, you know. Rickwood said, it'd be interesting. However, most of my family is from Tennessee and Kentucky. My grandfather bought land in West North Carolina because he loved the area. Or is that West North Dakota? I think he meant Carolina. But anyways, oh, well, see, isn't that interesting? Tennessee and Kentucky. Wow. Oh, Shauna's here. Hey Shauna. She says, hi, listening while I craft. Awesome. Cool, thank you. And then Rickwood said, London, Kentucky is not that large compared to Houston. Well, yeah.
Well, what is, though, really?
Chicago. That's our closest. Yeah. The two bigger cities are Louisville and Lexington. Yeah. Yeah, so wouldn't that be funny if his ancestors and that guy's all right there in London? I mean, that'd be fun. I just think that's interesting.
Right.
Mary T said, my family were United Empire loyalists and came to Canada from USA during the War of 1812. So I was American before Canadian. My grandma came over on the Mayflower.
Oh, really? Wow. That's awesome.
That is. Well, so who knows? So maybe we're not. I don't know. Because when I tracked it, like I delved a little bit deeper on Ancestry.com, they actually came from Brittany. So do you know what part of, or I guess, or is it French Canadian or just Canadian for you, Mary T? So when I dug deeper, I found out mine all came from Brittany, France, then went to Quebec, and then basically stayed there for a long time, like 100 years or more. So they didn't do the direct on my father's side. Then from Quebec, then eventually, and I think it was really like my grandpa that came to the U.S. because most of the family only spoke French. And then it was only my father was really the first one to learn English.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
He only spoke French until he was 6 years old, till he had to learn English when he was in school.
Wow.
Because they all spoke French. And I guess my grandmother must have, because I don't know, she's from Texas, so you would think. Wow. But anyways, maybe she learned French from him. But yeah, they all spoke French. So in fact, it was my grandfather who came from Canada, and then his sister and brother, I don't know what my aunt and uncle, they lived together their whole life up in Maine. So they like came from Quebec and settled in Maine. But that was just like, what is that? 2 generations ago? I don't know how to count that. But anyways, yeah. So that's basically it. That's why they really loved it when I was studying French. They really excited about that. And then they helped pay for my trip in high school to go to France because they thought that was important.
That was
but
awesome.
Yeah, but they were like, when you think of typical French, like that's how I remember my aunt and uncle. I mean, my uncle. I never met my uncle. I met my aunt, my grandpa were very much the French stereotype. You know, they had the cigarette. I remember that with my aunt. She'd always have the cigarette. Oh, wow. And you know, would say stuff. But then she was also I guess had that New England. I guess that's why maybe it doesn't bother me, but very blunt You know, like if she, you know, like my mom would have that very much, like if she said, oh, how do I look in this? Even if she looked terrible, you would say, well, I mean, that color does go good on your skin. Oh, what about that one dress that you wore? I love that one, right? Whereas my aunt, she would be like,
Nope.
oh, no, dear, that really makes your hips look big. You do not be wearing that around here. You know, like she'd just be very blunt to the point, not being mean, just like, okay, you asked my opinion. So
she wouldn't sugarcoat it.
No, she did not. Oh, Shada says she's currently inking. Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Mary T said, we could easily be related. My mother's family is Montreal, still there.
Oh, wow.
Well, there we go. Maybe so. Coda said, Shelly, sounds like Pacific Northwest is your destination to relocate to then. I do love the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really like, oh my gosh, when we did the, what is it, the Coast One? What's that, Highway 1? Isn't that what it is? Highway 1 that goes from
the coastal highway.
Yeah,
I'm drawing a blank now too.
And what it goes from Santa Fe, right? Isn't that the southern part, all the way up to Oregon?
I think, yeah.
And oh my gosh, especially like down at the bottom, is it Santa Fe? Is that the city at the bottom of California?
I think so. I don't remember honestly.
Or San Diego.
Yeah.
Isn't that it? San Diego.
Well, if we only had a device.
But anyways, it goes from San Diego. Not my favorite. Then we went up through remember we even went there on a cruise where we did a wine tour. But we slowly made our way up, and then we, passed Los Angeles, and then when we got to San Francisco, Monterey Bay, all Carmine, love Monterey and Carmine. Loved it. We had so much fun there.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as we traveled further north, the more I fell in love with it. I was like, oh my gosh, loved the weather, loved all the trees. And then we went to a couple places in Oregon and, of course, Seattle and all of that.
Right.
And I loved all of that area.
That was
so I
really
probably
fun.
would.
Yeah.
I would. But what's your all's natural disaster? Is it
rain?
Right? Rain, or do you get fires up that way? Mary T said, we are layering season. Ooh. 22 in the morning and 72 in the afternoon.
Oh, that sounds beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
Sounds delicious. Oh.
72 is a high right now. Oh, super jelly. Super jelly. Mary T said, my mom's mom was Parisian French. Ooh.
Wow.
They settled in Quebec. My dad's family started in the States. They both ended up in Ontario. Wow. Met there and moved to British Columbia in 1949.
Wow.
Oh, look how sweet that is. Ooh, he's like, Mademoiselle. Renee said, don't be trying to steal my Parkers from Texas. Yeah, because we're going to be hopping on up there.
All right, like I tell everybody, I was born in Texas City, Texas. I don't think you get more Texas than that. I don't have any plans of actually leaving Texas. Just too many great things about Texas. There's a lot of silliness too, but
yeah, I mean, I hate the heat and all, but honestly, when it gets down to it, the cost of living is really good. The convenience to everything, because like when y'all share your stories about grocery prices and everything else, and I'm like, oh, well, I could just go to like 4 different grocery stores. That's not accessible to a lot of places in the U.S.,
What I really love about it too, it's beef country.
Well, that's true too.
Because I got a lot of friends and stuff that live out towards they say the true South, like in Georgia and whatnot. I went to high school with him. He moved back to Georgia and wanted to cook a brisket and he couldn't find any. I was like, yeah, you're in pork country now, brother.
Right. Yeah, I like that. And I like that we're by an international airport.
Yes.
I like that it is very central. So, Shauna knows being in California, it's like if you want to go anywhere in the U.S., it seems like it takes forever because it always seems like no matter where you want to go, it's on the other side, right? Whereas like where we're at, it's equal to go to San Francisco or New York.
Right.
We're right in the middle
Yeah.
of either way. So it is convenient. And having such a large international airport, I think does give us better prices on flying as well. And it's a good, like we want to do road trips. It's much easier because we literally could go either left or right, and it's about the same traveling, like we could just get up and go on a road trip quite easily.
Yeah, very easily.
So
and it seems like, because your mom would always laugh at me whenever I tell her, like, well, how far was that? I said, well, for us, everything's about a half hour away.
Yeah.
Like to downtown Houston's about a half an hour.
Yeah.
To her house is about a half an hour.
I know. And then the other thing is, with Texas, there's such diversity as far as landscape. So like we're not that far. If we wanted to visit Renee, for example, that's just about 3 hours away and we're right on the coast.
Right.
Or if we want, more of the hills and the forestry, about 3 hours. Well, it's like 2.5 to get to the hill country. Now we go a little bit further and get to the desert area, but I don't know why I would. But anyways, I'm definitely not.
It's a desert.
I'm not a desert person. I'm like, that is like Vegas and what was it? Is it Tucson, Arizona? I mean, yes, it's beautiful in Tucson, but I would not want to live there. I'm not a desert person at all. I don't like that. Some people love it. I have an old work colleague, and she freaking loves being in Tucson, or maybe it's Albuquerque. But anyway, she loves New Mexico. That is not me. Like I don't do the coast, and I don't do the desert. I'm just strictly put me in the mountains or the middle of the forest. I'm good. But yeah, in Texas, you can basically go to all those different places if you want to. And then Mary T said Pacific Northwest is probably one of the best places to live in North America for sure.
Awesome.
Shauna said PCH is the Pacific. That's it. Thank you. I was thinking.
Well, if anybody knows.
And she said change from inking to gluing. Well, what are you making? Mary T said Pacific Northwest, rain, fire, earthquakes. Well, see that I don't like that combo because that reminds me of a movie I saw as a kid where basically Los Angeles like fell into the pits of hell because they had an earthquake and a fire, all of that igniting. And it was a scary movie for me as a child. And I was like, I'm never going to California. And my mom was like, it's not like that movie. And I'm like, I don't believe you. It's not a movie. Like a 7-year-old mind. You're like, no, I saw it in a movie. So it's for real. That's how people live in California.
Right.
Coda said main natural disaster would be fires. Unless you're on the coast, it might be a tsunami.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that too.
Oh my gosh. No, I don't know about that, y'all. I don't know. Mary T said, my dad moved to British Columbia first. He was here almost a year before Mom followed. My most precious possession is all his letters to her. Aww, and a few of hers to him. They would write sometimes twice a day.
Wow.
Oh, how romantic.
That's
so sweet. Yeah. Like he's like, well, you know what? I got to write her another letter. Something changed this afternoon. I got to write her. What?
And now we're texting each other on Facebook Messenger.
Right. That's true. Oh, that's so precious. Coda said, yeah, Oregon isn't as bad as California, but it is still higher West Coast cost of living. Right. Yeah, that's the thing, too. Is it's a lot more expensive up there.
I'm proud of their stuff up there.
Right. Oh, the living and everything. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. That's why Ramit said that's why he doesn't buy a house, because it's still cheaper to rent.
Wow.
Than it is to buy a home in, I don't know if he's LA or if he's up near, maybe he might be near San Francisco. I don't know. But yeah, because the cost of living, y'all, is just so expensive. Mary T said, I love Oregon, very much like British Columbia. Oh, yeah, okay. It is. Nice. Very, very similar. And I love British Columbia. Oh my gosh. I would like to go there and stay at that castle. What's it called again, Mary T? You know, the big place right there by the water. I thought it was a castle or a palace before.
Oh, we looked at
Remember?
that before, but I can't
It's
remember.
a hotel.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't go in it, but I was like, if I ever flew to British Columbia, that's where I would want to stay.
Put that on the list.
Because, you know, I'm bougie like that. But I was like, oh, it's so pretty there.
Right.
And again, perfect weather because you get out and wear shorts and you just feel so good. Shada said, took a brain break from KPL album, making a gift now.
Oh, nice.
Aww. Oh, Shada, the Empress Hotel. Yeah, I think that's it. Wouldn't that be nice to stay at? Yeah, that would be fun to stay there. So I have a question, y'all. What do you think about my hair? Did anybody notice my hair? What do you think? How did it turn out? Or does it look exactly the same as Friday? Let me know. I did something yesterday, so I'm curious as of your thoughts.
Does the camera show it off correctly though?
I don't know. Mary T said, "Castle on the water." No, not like by the water.
Near.
Yeah, but I think it is the Empress. Shada said, went to Victoria for my 50th birthday a few years ago. Oh, is that where you stayed? Yeah, it's in Victoria.
How is she 50? She looks so young. I don't understand.
I know. I don't get it either.
I'm so confused.
But, you know, you'll be 50
Stop
in a
it. That's how
couple
rumors
years.
get started. Stop that.
Renee said, my video feed is a little blurry, so hard to tell. Looks shiny and deeper color. Oh, I wonder if it's because I'm on the 2. Let me see if I can switch back to the 5. Let's see. Because earlier the 5 didn't want to.
Oh.
Well.
Why not?
It says connected.
But a lot of times I'll see it say too, it'll say connected without.
No, it does. Oh, there it goes.
So what's it connected to?
So it should freshen up here in a second. Mary T said, oh, Victoria, yes, the Empress. It's pretty old now, but their high tea is a cool experience. Ooh, I'd love to do I love high tea. They actually do that at the Grand Galvez, but we just don't have the time to do it. Mm-hmm. And it's always so expensive to do high tea. Well, they charge a lot for those little bitty sandwiches and hot tea.
And we're keto, so we don't need the sandwiches anyways.
Well, right. That's what I mean. When you do high tea, it's like almost everything. Cookies, sweets, sandwiches. Sometimes they'll have like little just meat that you can eat off a cracker. We literally fought a war,
so we don't have to drink hot tea anymore. Just saying.
So you just drink it iced?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So that negates it.
Yes.
You're still drinking tea, but because you put ice on it,
therefore
it's okay. It's acceptable.
One up to them. I'll show you.
But you know, it wasn't actually over the tea, right? It was generally over the taxes.
I understand that.
That was just the shipment that came in.
I understand that. So that didn't make the story sound good, though.
I know. Charlotte said, no, didn't stay there. Oh, that's okay. Did you get to do the high tea? Laura S. said, it's beautiful, dark. I like it. Oh, thank you.
It's pretty awesome. I was impressed, too, because she first told me I was going to have to help her do it.
Yeah.
And she's like, told me
apparently my husband is happy when he doesn't have to help me.
Well, no. I'm afraid I was going to mess it up. That's mine. Because then I'd have a month of you looking like whatever. If I did it wrong.
So I did it all myself, y'all. I'm surprised. I did. My work sister, she has a cosmetology degree, and she just only uses it for makeup now. But anyway, she was like, "No, don't get the box from the grocery store, Shelly. That's your problem." And because the last time I dyed my hair, which was probably about 12, 13 years ago, that I did it actually myself. And I got it boxed from a grocery store. So I was telling her, well, I'll probably just do that because I'm not going to see the soonest I could see my hair person's like November 16th or something. And I was like, I can't wait. I've got Halloween and all these things coming up. And so I was like, I guess I'll just get a box. And she's like, no, you go to Sally's. They'll help you there, and you get actual good stuff. And I was like, oh, okay. So I went to Sally's, and I don't know if y'all have that, but they were super, super helpful. Like immediately they have, and it's a small store, like it's just 2 rows of stuff, but they had like 4 or 5 attendants.
Wow.
Walking around, several at the cash register. And yeah, they're like, if you need any help, I'm here. If you need any help. So I was like, okay. And so then they had like this bundle package where you got the cup and the brush, the developer, and a box of the color. But she was like, oh, with your length of hair, you really should get 2 boxes of color. So I did that. So it still cost me like $32, y'all. I don't think that's cheap. But anyways, compared to you get a box at the grocery store for less than 10, right? So I did all that. And then she was explaining, she goes, okay, this is how you want to do your hair, how you want to section it. This is how you start. Like she was giving me that. And she goes, and on Sally's website, if you have any questions, we actually have a live colorist that'll help you. And you can either do a voice chat, a text chat, or video chat for free.
Wow.
And you contact them and they'll walk you through whatever you're needing help with. And I was like, wow. But what I did instead, because the idea of interacting, scary. So instead I went to, what is that guy, Bondo's his YouTube. And he gave a huge, like step-by-step how to do it. So I was like, okay, I think I got this. So I did it myself, y'all. All myself. It was a lot of work. And I made sure, like I knew immediately, and like even the lady said, and he said, make sure you wear gloves. Didn't really help much. I needed a full body glove because the stuff went everywhere. But I put gloves on, and I put an old t-shirt from when I worked at Globe Life. So I was like, I don't care about this shirt. So I put that shirt on, but I had color all over my face. I don't even know how it got on my face. Just everywhere. It got on one of the towels. I hope it eventually comes out. Got on my brush. It got everywhere. Y'all, this color, like I should be in like a paint room or something because it's just everywhere. But, I did exactly like they said, and it took so long. And the whole time I'm like, this is why I pay my colors. This is why I pay her, because this is so much work.
Where was that when you're doing this? Was I at work?
Yeah, you were at work. But thank you, Laura. And Renee said, oh, it's way shiny and deeper color. Very pretty. Looks thick. Oh, thank you. And I think I did the roots, and that's what they were saying too, is you don't start with the roots. And see, when I was growing up, that's what I always heard is you start with the roots and work out. And they're like, no. You start like about 2 inches from the roots, and then you work it down, and then you go back after you've done all of that, and you do the roots last. And I was like, okay, but I did exactly that, y'all. So now that I know this, right, and I think I did a decent job, that means I can do all of the fun colors, because I've never done the fun colors, because I don't want to pay, it's like $200 to pay the colorist to do that. And I'm like, but I could do it. And if it fades, so it costs me $30, but I could do like, hot pink or fuchsia or purple. They had some real pretty purples.
Right. We'll just save that same shirt and just do that every time.
Right, exactly. Mary T said, also the Parliament buildings in Victoria are amazing.
Oh, okay.
They have a set lunch. You could go to that. Is well worth the visit. Ooh.
Put that on the list too.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Mary T said, nice, Shelly. I'm the only woman in the world who has never dyed her hair. Wow, that is something. Probably the only one. Renee said, Brad Mondo, that's who it is a hoot. Yes, he is a hoot. So yeah, he was, and then he was like, which I kind of already knew this, But he's like, oh, how to determine if you're a warm skin, cool skin, or neutral? I was like, I bet I'm cool. Yeah. All of his, like, here's the different things you check to see. I was like, I'm cool on all of those. So, and apparently that just means you want to use a Okay, there we go. The 5 just is going in and out. But anyways, he was saying cool tones are the ones who can really pull off the jet black, because a real true black kind of has that purple undertone. And I was like, when I did my hair black, like for a while, y'all, I had just black hair, like black, like this mug black. It was straight. Look at that. See if I did black hair. Trying to show it. But anyways, I had black hair and it did look good on me. Renee said, I used to get my stuff from Sally and Armstrong McCall when I did my own. Oh, I've not heard of a Armstrong McCall. Mary T said,
let's go ahead and call it. I'm getting tired anyways. We have something to do.
Okay, there we go. Well, I want to finish comments.
I know.
Mary T said, yeah, 32 versus 10, but you won't get what you pay for. Right. That sounds like pretty good bang for your buck. You did a great job. Would have cost 132 at a salon. Oh, definitely.
And
definitely. Well, with tip. I think my hair colors charges 90 before tip. But I was thinking the whole time, now I know why she charges $90. Renee said, yeah, the box colors are very corrosive to your hair. Oh. Well, I guess it's a good thing I haven't done that in forever. Like, I mean, honestly, it's been at least 12, 13 years. It was before Heath. But what was good about that is I did it in the month of October and it turned out carrot top red.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which is not a good look on me, that kind of bright red or bright orange, really. But I played it off that it was for Halloween.
Right.
But I was really like, oh, and then that's where I went and I was like, okay, I got to get my hair professionally done because I can't do this. Shauna said, my good friend's uncle is on one of the plaques for British Columbia Parliament. Oh, wow. Well, that's cool.
That's very cool.
What? Renee, Shauna said, Renee, how's your new bony girlfriend? What? Rickwood said, I can see your hair better with the 5. Looks good. Now to add some purple highlights. Right? Purple highlights. I was asking the girl who was helping me there. I said, well, I've always done the black, but is that? And she goes, that's probably above your skill level. I was like, okay, it probably is.
Wow. But she was honest.
Right. But now after I've done it and kind of understand it better, because a lot of while I was doing it, I was like, oh yeah, this is how Sarah, that's my colors. This is how she always does it. I'm like, yeah, I remember. And so what she would do, though, a lot of times she uses the foil. And I'm like, that would make more sense to use foil because then I could add in the black where I wanted. And she always did that kind of last. She would do the black second because then she would be like, okay, these, she would figure out where to put it so it would frame around. But yeah, I could see that. And then I was like, before she's done the tips where it's like fiery, I was like, okay, I think I could do that too, y'all. I think now that I've done it, I think I can advance my skills. Renee said, Agatha is sitting on the kitchen counter between 2 prior year houses. I'll have to send you a pic. Oh, your gift. Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I want to see the picture too, Renee. Send it to me as well. Share it in the group. And Charlotte said, fun. Yeah. Well, I guess what you want to call it.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little tired. I think I'm going to take a nap. I've been up since 5.
Well, when are we going to do the front yard?
After I get from my nap. Because it's not going to be a long one. I always take power naps.
Wow. Well, I got my power nap in already.
Uh-huh.
Sleeping late. And I saw Coda posted that thing about, did you see it about early risers?
Yes.
That was hilarious.
And then Maitreya was defending us.
I know, half my day's already done. She'd probably really freak out with me. She'd be like, noon? You're getting up at noon? But It's my Sunday. It's like my one day of the week that I could really just lather in the sleep. It's my fun time to sleep.
Right. And that's probably why I'm getting drowsy. Plus, I ate such a big lunch.
Yeah, you did. That was a huge lunch. Well, you did come back in there and take a little nap for a while.
And then, for some reason, when I'm laying in the bed, my feet start hurting. So I have to get up. And it feels good when I'm wearing my shoes, though, for some reason. I just don't want to wear the shoes in the bed.
Well, maybe it's the compression.
Maybe. Because I always lace them up pretty tight. So.
It's probably the compression thing.
Well, they feel great right now.
Well, that's good.
So what I'm planning on doing is just taking a nap right there on the couch for about
Well, aren't
15,
most of the two in the shed right here?
Yeah, but I think they're up high, so I have to go pull them down. You're going to go try and put them out yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm impatient.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll go pull them down for you.
And I got to work on the skeletons and everything, get them out there and zip tie them.
You still got that one piece in the garage too, though. You got to still unpackage it.
I know. I'm excited. Oh, I know where it's going to go. I've already got it in my mind. All right. And Mary T said, okay, guys, I actually got my laundry done to pack for KPL. Oh, my gosh, awesome. You're early, Mary T. Time to walk the dog now. I slept until 7 yesterday. Whole day was shot. Laugh out loud. Next time we talk, we'll be at KPL. Have a good week. Awesome. You too. And safe journeys, Mary T.
Because I was thinking about that too. We got to start packing. Like some of my shirts.
Oh, yeah. You
already have that done.
Renee said, I'll be breaking out the Blackstone this evening for fajitas or fajitas. Right. Is it fajitas? Oh, how fun. Is JDB still with you? Laura said, post pics of your decorations. We sure will. I was thinking I was going to film before and then show you after. How about that?
And it's stills also.
Renee said, also made keto version of Starbucks cream cheese pumpkin muffins.
Oh, wow.
More like pie texture. Ooh, share
really
that.
That sounds really good, actually.
And she said, yeah. Hey, Joe. He's there. Say, hey, Joe. Hey, JDB. All right. Let's call it a day so he can get his power nap in and start helping his lovely wife with decorating.
For sure.
All right. Love y'all. Everybody who's traveling to KPL, please have a safe journey and have so much fun. We're going to miss out, but share photos and everything in our group, y'all. We love that. Bye, everyone.